Welcome, Virgo, to your May 2023 reading. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If this is the first time you've tuned in, I offer free mini readings to all new subscribers. So if you've got a question about this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover for you, just click the subscribe button and ask your question in the comment section below, and I will give you, I'll shuffle my cards for you and give you that mini reading. Now, for everyone else, I'm also opening it up for you. If you want to ask a question, you can go ahead and ask. I'll just give you a yes or a no answer, or just a short answer to your question. For new subscribers, make sure you put new subscriber before your question so I know to give you that more in-depth reading. And when your subscribership clicks over, you will get that as soon as I can. Don't worry if you don't hear from me right away. I will get back to everyone who subscribes. Now, this month I'm using the Druid Craft Tarot deck. Excuse me, it's Mercury retrograde when I'm doing this, if you can't tell, and I'm stumbling all over my words. But yeah, I was just really called to use this deck this month, and I really love using it. A lot of messages come through for me, so make sure that you look at the imagery and see what comes through for you as well. Now, you start out the month with the energy of the Tower. Now, don't be alarmed when you see this, because I feel like for you, things have been really, really busy for you. And the Tower moment is coming in to really shift and change things around, and perhaps even release you from some very intense, hard work that you have been doing. Now, the Tower moment is one of those times when it's a situation that you weren't expecting comes in, and it shifts and changes kind of things without you actually expecting it. But it actually is getting rid of something that doesn't serve you at the moment. So if you've been working like crazy here, and some of the cards that you've got are really kind of indicating that you've been very busy, and I feel like you will continue to be busy in May, but the Tower is like a sudden release of tension. Things have really been building up for you, potentially to do with work and your finances. I'm really feeling like it's work, even work or finances, and it's the ending of this really kind of intense period in your life, and it's almost like, you know, if you look at the story of the Tower, you know, it's that tower that's built on rocky ground, or on the side of a volcano, or on the side of a cliff. You know, you can look at all of the imagery in most tarot decks and you'll see the same kind of thing. The Tower is built on unsteady ground, and then when that lightning strike comes in and that big storm comes in, it hits the Tower, and the Tower falls. But although it falls, it's allowing you to rebuild the situation on stable ground where it won't fall down next time. So, you know, I feel like this is almost liberating here, this energy. And, you know, changes can sort of really be inspirational when change comes in for you, although it is unexpected. But yeah, definitely a time of great change for you here, Virgo. You know, you're starting with the Tower, and you're ending with that Judgment card, or in this particular deck, it's called the Rebirth. But that is a reawakening, a rebirth. So very interesting energy here, but we will go into all of that a little bit more. Now, for a lot of you, this is also talking about these can actually be inward changes as well. You are making some changes on yourself. Perhaps something unexpected and sudden has come about. You might find out there are some issues here with your health, and that could potentially be causing you to make some changes as well. But I feel for the most of you, this has something to do with just your work and the level of work that you've been doing, how busy you've been with your work and things like that. And also there could be a project that you've been working on that that you find isn't actually very good. It hasn't worked out as you had planned, and it is kind of falling away. But again, although it may seem a bit unexpected, sudden, a bit of a kind of like a shock, it's actually going to work out best for you in the end. But very, it's like, and also for a lot of you, this is like things that you had actually, your beliefs, old structures that you had in your life, whether it could even have to do with your finances and the way you structure your finances. This, and the beliefs that you've got, that this could be just changing for you as well. And it's just, it's almost like it's letting a new flash of insight or illumination come into your life. So I'm not feeling this is a negative event at all here. It's something that's really needing to happen for you. Now you've got the Seven of Pentacles here as well. Now this is that card again, talking about you having put in a lot of hard work, a lot of effort, but now you can actually sit back and reap the rewards of all of the hard work that you have put into a project or your finances, whatever it is for you. But it's the time of bearing fruit. It's the time of harvesting, of clearing. And again, very much connected with that Tower energy. It's like you're clearing away the old stuff, the stuff that doesn't serve you anymore. You can harvest what you can from what you've put into it. And now it's time to really take a break, enjoy the results of your hard work. And I feel like it's really, whether it's a relationship, a project, a business that you've really been nurturing, you're now able to, it's able to grow by itself. You don't have to put any energy or effort into it any longer. You can actually just sit back and relax and just watch the money roll in, watch the fruits of your labor come in. And even within a relationship as well, just sit back and enjoy the happiness, the love that you've been working on in this relationship. It's kind of really settled and it's going really well for you here. It's lovely kind of energy in that Seven of Pentacles as well. And in a little bit, there's a little bit of patience here as well in this card. It's saying, if you haven't actually, if it hasn't reached the results that you want, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a business, whether it's an investment, if it hasn't actually gotten to the stage where you want it to be right now, don't worry, because it's going to get there. You know what I mean? So there is, when a farmer's planted the crops, there's no point in going out and checking them every day and how much have they grown. You've planted the crops, you've toiled the soil. You've toiled the soil, then you've planted the crops in the right way, you've watered it, you've tended the garden, and now all you have to do is just sit back and watch it grow. So there is an element of patience here to actually get to the ultimate place where you want to be, but you're definitely on the right road here to success. Now, the Nine of Wands. I feel like the Nine of Wands here, this is that card of the wounded warrior. And this is saying that you are at your final challenge here. You've, again, similar message being repeated here in that Nine of Wands than it is in the Seven of Pentacles. You've done the hard work, you've fought the fight, you've really put in the effort and the struggle, and you are at the final stage of completion. You are emerging from that effort and that energy that you've put in. And you might be worried that there is worse to come, but I don't feel like that's the case. There's one last push. You know, be cautious not to just let it all fall to pieces. But I feel like there's one final push, and there's victory here for you. I mean, the Princess of Wands. This would normally be the Page of Wands in a traditional deck. In the Druid Tarot craft, they call the Page's Princess. But this is just great news, and all pages are either messengers or messengers. Now, this also represents Sagittarius, what I would read as a Sagittarius, but this can be any fire sign in your life. So an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarian here. So you might be getting some messages about your work, about a project that you've been quite passionate about, quite a creative card as well. This is Wands, so this is all about your creativity, your inspiration. So there's some really good news coming in here for you. Now, this can also talk about a final... if you have a significant fire sign in your life, a Sagittarian in particular, or as I said, any fire sign, there is a final. If you've been having a struggle with this particular person, there's going to be a successful conclusion to this event as well, or this issue that you may be having with this person, whatever it is for you, and it will be different for each person. You're at that final stage now, and things are going to work out favorably in any issue here. But lovely energy. But the nine, I'm jumping all over the place as usual, but the Nine of Wands really is you just actually emerging from a struggle, and it's really coming to that end. And I feel like if you do have any fears or any conflicts, this is all stemming from within you. I feel like it's an internal battle within yourself here. It's nothing to do with anyone else or anything sort of attacking you in any way or anything like that. I feel like you're the one that perhaps is perceiving these struggles when there is really none. Now, for some of you, you might even be having this internal struggle with accepting your achievements and your strengths and your talents. But Virgo, you don't have to worry here. This is, you are going to be victorious here, and people are going to be hailing your efforts. So, and this could even be this fire sign is really going to be supporting you and telling you how wonderful and great you are. So don't worry too much about it. Now, I talk about star sign, but it's always more about the character of the person that the cards describe more so than the star sign, because we can have different rising signs, different moon signs. So if, you could be a Virgo, but you could actually be more in tune with, you might have a Libra rising or a Pisces rising or even a fire sign, something in your own chart. But definitely this is someone that's passionate, creative, quite caring and fun, likes adventure. So, this could be, if this describes a person in your life that isn't a fire sign, this could represent them as well. Now, Also, for some of you, you might actually decide to get some more education, do some more study here, or just really better yourself in a creative project. You might even decide to take up a creative project here as well. But this is, you've got a lot of enthusiasm here. There's a lot of energetic, inventive kind of energy around you in May. And you could really be starting some new projects here that really soothe your soul, that are personal for just you. And I mean, look, it could even have to do with work. Work can be quite inspirational for some of you, quite exciting and new. So there could be some new things happening in your work, or you might be getting some great news about your job or your career here. But really, yeah, I'm almost feeling, there's this energy of fast pace as well. You've got not only the Princess of Wands here, but there's kind of like a fast-paced energy in that Nine of Wands as well. Like you're struggling to reach the completion of something that you've been putting a lot of hard energy and effort into. And then here comes the Eight of Wands, the 8 and the 9. Now the 8 of Wands, again, busy, 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 lots of phone calls, lots of emails, lots of texts, lots of communication going backwards and forwards, running here, running there. It's a very, very busy card here in the Wands. You've actually got 4 wands out of the 8 actual tarot cards. So a lot of fiery energy here, which just does mean a lot of busy kind of running around, energetic. May seems to be quite an energetic month for you. But that 8 of Wands, lovely energy in the sense that it's a card about accomplishments and synchronicities, things just falling into place. And the fact that it's right underneath that Tower card, I feel like if something is breaking away or there is a shock, sudden change coming in, it's actually going to be very good for you. It's going to happen at the right time. It's just going to be perfect. And this is also a card of accomplishment as well. The 8 of Wands, you are doing so much and you're going to be good at what you do. You're going to get everything together and everything is going to be working out quite well for you. Now, the 8 of Wands also talks about you actually achieving your goals, or you're certainly moving swiftly towards accomplishing them. So, and it's almost, and you might hear some really exciting news as well. Or you might actually even be taking a nice journey in May as well. Could potentially be overseas, like a big journey, or on water, by water, something like that. But it's quite lovely. Now, this is also excitement about a new project or a new idea. But very much I see this connected with that Princess or that Page of Wands. I feel like good news coming in here. Really good news. You might even just be streamlining things in your business, even in your life in general, just streamlining things, your work. But yeah, definitely rapid communication, a lot of negotiation going on. But yeah, just make sure you might even be just trying to attune yourself to the natural flow and rhythm of things as well, rather than jumping here, jumping there. You're just almost like going with the flow. Now, just on a side note here, for some of you, this card is often called the Arrows of Love. I'm not seeing any love cards here. In fact, you don't have any cups here at all. So for a lot of you, I am feeling like this is more about communication and business, but just for a few of you, this could potentially mean that you will be hearing from someone very special in your life as well. Or someone very special may be coming into your life. Now, the Ten of Pentacles. Wow, great card for money, for finances. This is money that is really hard earned and money that you've earned, and you can be really proud of yourself for doing this. This is actually often talks about family money, you building up a legacy to leave to your kids, building up family wealth here. This is a lot of blessings. This is prosperity in the Ten of Pentacles. For some of you, you might actually be receiving a legacy of some sort. If you're not creating one, you could actually be receiving one here. But definitely a card of prosperity. And this is also a really good time for any of you to make investments if you are wanting to make investments here. The fact that it's under the Seven of Pentacles, in terms of, planting your seeds, doing all the hard work, getting things together, this could all be part of that. I feel like this hard work that you've been putting into some sort of project or your career is really going to be showing up for you in May. It's really nice. Now, I feel like also it's interesting with the Ten of Pentacles here, the fact that it's diagonally opposite the Tower card. It's almost like this card is saying, even if there are difficult circumstances around, they can actually carry hidden benefits for you that you don't see. So this Tower moment, for whatever it is for any of you, there is actually a benefit in this. You might miss out on an investment that you wanted to put your money into, but then you find out that whole thing just collapsed and everybody lost money and it wouldn't have worked out for you anyway. It's that kind of energy. It's like an investment that may have gone wrong. You feel sad about it. It's quite shocking, but it's going to turn out good for you in the end. So, and this is almost, can even talk about it's almost like you've just, when you step back and you look at your predicament, particularly financially, you can actually realize that you've got so many blessings, there's even too many to count on here. You know what I mean? It's like a really good place for you to be in here, Virgo. I'm absolutely loving that energy of the Ten of Pentacles. Now that Six of Wands, wow, this is the card of victory. And so if you've had any doubts about your abilities, if you've had any doubts about a situation, about your career, about a project that you've been working on, this is absolute success here. Fame, leadership, you are being hailed by other people for a job well done. You could even be getting awards. This is success achieved through being a skilled leader. And that's whether you're in a leadership position or not. You are just great at leading people, feel confident in you and your skills and your ability, and they follow you because they know you've got everything under control. You're just one of those people that are so good at what you do. And whatever it is you do, I feel like you're good at it. But definitely praise or reward is coming in for you in May. And yeah, you're really inspiring other people as well, whether they're just people in your family, in your friends, your work colleagues. You are just able to really inspire people. And you might actually even be asked to take on a leadership role here because you are because other people do just look at you, just look at you as a leader, and someone at your workplace might ask you, do you want to step up and take on that manager's role or the leadership role or whatever it is. But this is a great card as well, just to talk about cooperation and harmony within a family. And if you're having any legal issues or property transactions or anything like that, that's really going to work out well for you. Definitely could be promotions at work, that kind of stuff, but just great card. And then that card that I talked about at the beginning of the reading, the rebirth card here. I feel like this is just a great way to end May. And I talk about monthly readings. These are timeless readings. The messages that I get through, they might not resonate for you this month, but 5 months down the track, you're going to maybe think back at some of the stuff that you're hearing here and go, wow, yeah, that was what I heard in that reading. It's kind of, it will relate to you at different times because, you've all born on different days. You're born in different areas of the world. So different strokes for different folks is what I can say here. But the rebirth card here, this is exactly what it's saying. There's a new direction here for you. There's a renewal, a transformation. And it's a card about decision making as well, because it's like this is all about your mission in life. And you might feel like there's something inside you that has been stirring for a while and it's been telling you to go in a certain direction. And perhaps this tower moment has really come about to say, you know what? You need to follow your calling. If this is what you are being called to do, then maybe shift and change some stuff, transform things in your life and follow a different path. Follow something that is going to make you so happy, that's going to inspire you. And for some of you as well, this could be quite a spiritual path for a lot of you. And you might have been seeking this for a while, so you are going to take up a different line of work, perhaps in a spiritually based kind of area. But again, general reading here, so take what resonates for you, but definitely a rebirth into a life that is more fully your own, something that is truly going to feed your soul. This card really often talks about you coming to a bit of a crossroad in your life, and it might mean that there is a decision here that you will take, that will take you in a new direction. So it is quite an exciting time for you, and I feel like a lot of this kind of stuff is going to be happening in May. And now for your final card from the Gateway Oracle deck, taking action. And I feel like this is a very suitable card when we're looking at all of the cards, all of your tarot cards. The affirmation for this particular card is, I enthusiastically embrace life's boundless possibilities. And the meaning of this card is, don't hesitate. Whatever you've been putting off, now is the time to act. Stand tall, raise your fists to the sky and leap into action. Break out the champagne, for victory is in reach. Wow, I can't believe this. You've got the victory card, you've got the rebirth card there. This is just fitting in beautifully. The universe wants you to know action creates momentum. Whatever you have been wishing and waiting for, this is the right time to move forward without looking back. Quicken your spirit by taking action now. Even if you have to face your fears in order to do so, look them in the eye with a calm and clear gaze and forge ahead. The action you take now will reap immense rewards in the future. that is just fitting in so much with that rebirth card. But also, I mean, the victory card here, it's telling you whatever you choose, whatever direction you choose to go in here, Virgo, you will be successful. So I'm loving that reading for you. We'll leave it there. Have a wonderful month. Don't forget, take me up on my offer of that free mini reading. And everyone else, if you want to ask a question, by all means, please go ahead. I hope you have a great month, and I hope to see you next month as well.